Hi, my name is Palmy, and my husband's name is Kevin. He was diagnosed with a life-ending diagnosis 25 years ago, and this is our documentation on how we handle day-to-day life and life challenges that we deal with. We have a podcast called When Life Gives You Lemons. We would love for you to check that out. And this is the complimentary video documentation.
Well, welcome guys. I'm going to be making a spaghetti squash baked feta bake. So you're going to take a regular medium-sized spaghetti squash, about 3 pounds. Uh, I put it into 4 pieces because of the servings that I eat. And I'm cutting it up here and taking the seeds out. I'm cutting the very ends off so I don't have all that, so it'll sit flat for me. And then I am collecting those ends and throwing them out, and the seeds, and throwing it out to the compost. So after these get deseeded, I'm going to spray some extra virgin olive oil on them, between them, and I'm going to sprinkle about 1/4 of a teaspoon of crushed red pepper, and also about 1/4 of a teaspoon of ground pepper. I'm going to then cut up some spinach, baby spinach, about 4 cups, and I'm going to chop some fresh basil for garnish. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of minced garlic and about a teaspoon of chopped oregano divided. And then I'm going to take my block of feta cheese. It's in the brine. This one is tomato basil. I'm going to drain it and cut it into fourths, and cut and put a small piece of the feta cheese in each one of the baked spaghetti squash, along with a little cup of, about 1/3 of a cup of water and 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. And then at the very end, I did this 2 ways. For mine, I uh, sprinkled a tablespoon of balsamic glaze on top. But for my husband's, I went ahead and added some ground meat, and turned it into kind of like a spaghetti bake. And I put black olives and cheese on top to bake it. You'll see that here in a minute. These were really good, and there was leftovers. The picture you see at the end is my husband's portion. I didn't take a picture of my portion, but it was very good. And then I had an extra one for the next day. Love leftovers. I'm going to put this in the oven at 400 degrees for about 30 to 40 minutes until the spaghetti squash is nice and soft. I always put tinfoil on my pans and spray them with a little extra virgin olive oil. I spray both sides. It was an easy supper, and it was pretty quick. Used about my leftover tomatoes that I had. I find I've made this feta bake several ways, and every time it's been very good. Putting the tomatoes in there. That's parsley and oregano. Remember, it's all the flavor that's going to get. spaghetti squash doesn't have much flavor to itself, so put a lot of seasoning on there. And this is a new garlic seasoning I got. It's called Yellowstone, I think. I think I got it at Walmart. It's got big flakes of garlic and salt. And this is my feta. It's the feta and basil that I've used before. I get that at Aldi's. They carry it as a normal stock item. I'm not going to use it all. Like I said, I'm going to use three small pieces to put in my spaghetti squash. So I'm going to portion it up here. I'll have a little extra for something else. I'm putting the brine right in there. It added an extra little flavor to it. And I forgot to put the spinach in, but you'll see me put that in after. And my husband's, I didn't end up putting the feta cheese on. I just went with the spaghetti sauce and meat sauce. Making sure you guys can see where I'm at on this. I did end up putting the spinach in there after I turned off the camera. Now it's going to go in the oven. And that's my husband's portion. It was delicious.